and said everything went great. Okay, is there a motion we approve the minutes?
Motion.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Minutes approved. Okay, Virgil.
We got a couple for you tonight. I'm gonna just go over them for now, and then Sam's gonna be here tonight. Unfortunately, I won't be able to make it. This is 2216 Loop Road. This one was tabled 3 months ago, and of course you can see the progress they've made. Great job. They've got the complete outside done. They're getting ready to paint the interior. So it's our recommendation to go ahead and vote no to condemn on this one. Cut them
I'm
loose.
for that. That's good. And he's gonna keep doing a good job.
Yeah. They flipped this one out good. They're gonna be getting it ready for rental within probably the next couple of months. So, but everything that we had conditioned for the condemnation, he's taken care of. So this one's good to turn loose.
Good.
All right, the next one is 3313 16th Street. This will be the first time you're hearing this one. You can see the condition of this house. We've been dealing with this house for quite a while with absolutely zero luck. Code enforcement actually got a call on it today about grass as well. It's
Can you
open
get
to
in that back door? It looks like
It is open to the public
Yeah.
in several places. So it's our recommendation that we condemn this house and all accessory structures.
I'm in agreement with that.
The owners have been informed of the hearing. I'm not sure if they're going to be here tonight to represent or not.
But they,
local.
Yes, they are local.
but they've not responded over.
They have not responded to anything.
Okay, well,
Oh,
disappointing.
And we've had several complaints just within actually I had a complaint yesterday about it. People going in and out of it, and I let them know that it was in the condemnation process, and I had actually forgot that it was going to council tonight to let them know, but yes.
all right.
And this one's in District 1. And that's all we got for tonight.
Okay, thank you, Virgil.
Thank you.
Zach?
So these, I've got two for you guys tonight. These will be familiar. Y'all heard them 2 weeks ago for the rezoning portion. So now they're trying to come into the city limits. So this first one is North River Crossings. This is that gas station up at 6005 New Watermelon Road. Y'all are very familiar with this one. So currently outside city limits, y'all approved it to be GC 2 weeks ago when they come into the city. So if it's approved tonight, it will come into the city as general commercial. It is a primary expansion area, and no issues from any of the departments or divisions. And the annexation itself was unanimously recommended for approval.
Zach,
Yes, sir.
there is no doubt that this property needs to be annexed into the city to follow our rules. I think the residents and people that have spoken and continue to call me understand that. I think the issue is the second piece of property, and I know I've spoken, well, I know Mark was there, Rick was not because they were having a baby, but we had a discussion about the other piece of property that if and when they would develop it, I think he agreed to bring it into the city. If I remember, feel like 2 weeks, it's been
Yes,
decades
sir.
ago.
Yeah, that's what I understood
That's,
as well.
I mean, to me, I would just ask my colleagues if that is the position that they have. I mean, I think there is no reason to not annex this into the city
Right.
because I know it was a close vote on that, but I think the residents' concerns are that it needs to be annexed into the city and that we shouldn't allow someone to pick and choose what they're doing with adjacent properties. But I think Mark addressed that.
Yeah.
And I'm just that's the only thing I would ask.
Can we hold them to that?
I don't know. They're.
At this point, it would be, taking their word for it.
I can't imagine them not.
Well, I can't either, but I do want to make that point, Mr.
Oh,
President, again,
absolutely.
tonight with y'all's help. But I do think that's the issue because, again, if it has to, we put it on the table, then we vote, then you have to have a unanimous consent. I mean, I would like to get that agreement so we don't have to talk about this again. in a week, or at least just bring it up, because I won't vote for it if it's gotta wait a week, and will probably pass, but I'm just saying, that's the issue,
A verbal agreement, right?
ma'am.
It'll just be a verbal agreement. You can't get anything.
That's right.
in
That's
writing.
right.
But I mean, he's already said that, and I believe, I'm gonna talk to him again about Kip, I need your help on that, but I know I think they're fine with that,
Mhm.
Sure, I do too.
but I expect that, but just, I just
I
want
think you're right, I
y'all,
agree with you.
you know, I think it needs to come into the city.
Yeah,
All of it does.
Mhm.
So anyway, thought I'd raise that. Thank you.
thanks.
Thanks,
No
Zach.
problem. Yes, sir. And then the second one, it was that really small piece of IL industrial property for Richard Henry. So he owns this property. To remind you, this is down 359 before you hit Skyline, just in an industrial area right here. That little tiny strip there was part of just kind of a cleaning up of lot lines of this larger parcel. They didn't even realize that it was outside of city limits, and so they are annexing it in. It was approved to be IL, which is the rest of the larger property as well. And this would be in District 2 when it comes into the city. Primary expansion area and no issues from us, and it was unanimously recommended.
Okay,
Yes,
any
sir.
questions for Zach? Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Mayor Maddox?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Tyner. Two announcements. First, I hope you saw the email that I forwarded regarding our announcement of Elevate dual enrollment scholarships. Last year in 24 and 25, we had 1,021 dual enrollment opportunities for our students to take advantage of dual enrollment opportunities in Tuscaloosa City Schools that resulted in 2,900 credit hours passed by our students from Bryant, Central, and Northridge. Y'all are aware of the great partnership we have with Shelton State. I know Mr. Eatman is that the 12 dual enrollment credit hours that the city of Tuscaloosa pays for through Elevate, Shelton actually matches that 12 hours, which gets you almost through your first year of college if you use your dual enrollment at Shelton. Well, today we announced, after a couple of months of work with the school system and with the University of Alabama, that we've reached a partnership with UA's Early College. And now every Tuscaloosa City School high school student at Bryant, Northridge, and Central can take a full year at UA, full year of college credit for free through our Elevate program at the University of Alabama Early College.
They dropped it, didn't they drop their tuition?
They dropped, so with their drop of tuition, the city has agreed through our Elevate budget and working with the school system that we can now provide 27 hours for any high school student beginning in 10th grade, as long as they're eligible, at Central Bryan Northridge, a whole year of college paid for. So really Shelton now and UA provide that. I don't know if any city in the United States does this for their young people. And it's something, a lot of times, y'all have heard me mention this before, we're asked, well, what are you doing for our young people? A year of college, whether you want to become college ready or career ready, this city will invest in you if you're a high school student in our public schools. So I'm very proud of this work. We couldn't have done it without the university, the Tuscaloosa City School, certainly the willingness of this council to fund Elevate. So I just wanted to brag on that. I'm very proud of that.
Mr. Mayor, if the student will do their part, that's a $12,000 value for a full-time student at the University of Alabama.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
And you're right, because it's tuition, books, and fees.
Exactly. It's about $6,000 a semester, as you well know, and
Yeah.
some of y'all will know, and I know still, is how much money it costs to send a child to the University of Alabama. And it's great education, but it's about $6,000 a semester.
Well, and the good news is
For
those
insight.
parents, we hope those parents will spend those dollars in our local economy.
Absolutely. That's a pretty good ROI, Walt.
I'm very, again, this is a work, there's so many, victory knows 1,000 fathers, and there's so many people who have been instrumental in this, but I certainly want to brag on this and give Dr. Daria, frankly, his credit. He's been working on this for the last 60 or so days, and he developed a coalition and brought all this together, so really proud of that. The other announcement that I have is we have 3 issues we need to discuss in executive session. And that's it.
You know, when we met with Chad Tyndall and his group, I was shocked when they had a tuition drop.
Yeah.
Look at that. I mean, that was a significant drop. Yeah, but that's outstanding. And that's another thing that the city schools, last week when they were on my show, they said one of the best reasons to go to city schools is the dual enrollment.
Yeah.
And what it does, because you can't get that in any private school or any county school.
You can,
All
and
my kids took advantage of it.
and we encourage,
It was
we
almost a
hope
year.
it's encouraging. I saw this when I was in high school. You would have a lot of students begin to migrate from the private schools into the public schools at around 9th or 10th grade. And we hope this also encourages that, because then they become eligible for that dual enrollment benefit, which, as Mr. Crow says, saves you thousands of dollars.
Sure.
I know.
That's amazing. Great news. So we'll have
Rough.
3 executive session issues, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, Brandy.
Oh.
I was on full scholarship, so none of that affected me.
All right, so we've got 2 boards that we need to go over today. Well, really, it's kind of like 1.5, but, so if you guys look in front of you, you have a kind of a cheat sheet that I've prepped for you guys. That first one is gonna be the Tuscaloosa County Parking and Transit Authority. As you can see, we've got 6 members that have terms that have expired. All 6 of them have expressed a desire to remain on that board. And all of these will require council action, and then after we take action, we'll have to send them over to the county so they can ratify your reappointments. So if you guys would like to keep all of them, I can have that ordinance on next week's agenda if that's okay with you.
I'm good with it myself.
Yeah, me too. Does Joe Robinson have any experiences there?
A little bit.
So Randy, I don't know, Ms. Johnson,
Yes, sir?
I don't know why after 20 years this just hit me. So the county which doesn't fund Tuscaloosa County parks, parking and transit still has to approve our appointments of those who do fund it.
Yes, sir. They'll be sent
Okay,
to the,
I'm just-
the county commissioners.
Who said that?
All right, and this next one, Mr. Busby, this one's just for you. This is the Tuscaloosa County Special Tax Board. This is that fund board where they meet once a year. Historically, we have always had our finance chair on this board, so if Mr. Busby would like to remain, we'll go ahead and have that ordinance on next week as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Take him over the team.
That's all I've got for you guys.
Okay.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
when's the last day for the EDA resumes being accepted?
The 26th at 5.
The 26th,
26th
How
was
many
that
do we have? so
Thursday
far?
after 5?
Yes, I believe we are right at about 7 applicants
In
total.
one position?
1 position, yes, sir.
I've been hearing from most of them, but I didn't know when it ended exactly. I'm sure they all have got emails. All right, thank you. All right. Oh, so you are here.
I'm here.
All right, Scott.
And with these new lights Mr. Johnson put in for us, I may need to
They
makeup
are
artist to help
bright.
me out. I am going to start back up towards the top under unfinished business, where you'll be approving development plan for 105 Rice Mine Road North. This is pursuant to Riverfront District regulations. This is an item you've heard several times, and it'll be up for a final vote. On skipping down to about midway through the second page, on page 18, you'll be authorizing the mayor to execute right-of-way permit to Charles Sperlin of Sperlin Properties at 520 19th Avenue. This came to you in projects on the 10th. On page 19, you'll be authorizing the mayor to execute a right-of-way permit with Two Dimes LLC at 1307 University Boulevard. This came to you on projects on the 10th. On page 20, you'll be authorizing the mayor to execute right-of-way permit to St. John the Baptist Catholic Church at 800 Lurleen Wallace Boulevard North. This came to you on projects on the 10th. On page 21, you'll be authorizing the mayor to execute a right-of-way permit to Razmata Lazda. This came to you in projects on the 10th. On page 22, you'll be authorizing the creation and implementation of the school supplies for parking tickets program. This came to you in public safety on the 10th. On page 23, you'll be authorizing the chief of police to execute a memorandum of understanding for the West Alabama Human Trafficking Task Force. This came to you in public safety on the 10th. On page 24 and 25, you'll be authorizing and approving the submission of an application to the state of Alabama for grant under the 2025 Emergency Solutions Grant Program to provide funds for the Salvation Army Temporary Emergency Services and Sand Inc. DBA Turning Point. This came to you in projects on the 10th. On page 26, you'll be authorizing the mayor to execute a grant agreement with the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development for 2024 grant assistance for the Homeless Management Information System. This came to you in projects on the 10th. On page 27 through 29, you'll be authorizing making budget program changes to the 2023-2024 action plans of the city's 5-year consolidated plan for community planning and development programs, 2020 through 2024, and to adopt those changes by local amendment. This again came to you in projects on the 10th. On page 30, you'll be authorizing the mayor to execute a letter of support for the development of West Alabama Regional Safety Action Plan. This came to you in finance on the 3rd. On page 31, you'll be authorizing the chief financial officer to draw drafts for the University Boulevard East improvement projects, property right-of-way acquisitions. There's actually a substitute on that one today. Mr. Tyner, one of the property owners that has multiple, looks like we will resolve all of those. So we're taking the few that were on this off and moving those to do all of those in one lump time at a later time.
Ms. Wolf, right?
Dr. Park.
Oh,
So hopefully you'll be seeing another one that has all those on that side wrapped up.
I'm happy about that.
On page 32, you'll be authorizing execution of a reimbursable agreement with the Alabama Department of Transportation for relocation of utility facilities for the Woolsey-Fennell Bridge Replacement Project. This is a 100% reimbursable amount of $21,292,635.01. This is doubled up and will be on projects committee this afternoon. On page 33, you'll be authorizing a minor public works contract with Isbell Installation. This is a total of $7,353 and was on projects on the 10th. On page 34, you'll be authorizing a minor public works contract with Amison Associates. This is a total of $79,387 and was on projects on the 10th. On page 35, you'll be authorizing a minor public works contract with Struthers Recreation. This is a total of $9,924.69 and again was in projects on the 10th. On page 36, you'll be authorizing a minor public works contract with Vision Security Technologies. This is a total of $34,982.26 and again was on projects on the 10th. On page 37, you'll be authorizing a minor public works contract with Steve Davis Sunhart Metalworks for a public art display at Burrell Odom Park. This is a total not to exceed $25,000 and was presented in projects on the 3rd. On page 38 and 39, you'll be authorizing amendment number 13 to the fiscal year 2025 General Fund Reserve for Future Improvements. This was presented in finance on the 10th. On page 40 through 41, you'll be authorizing amendment number 6 to the fiscal year 2025 Water and Sewer Reserve for Future Improvement Fund budget. This is related to showing the receipt and payment to the other item for ALDOT, as well as doubled up on finance for today. On page 42 through 44, Mr. Pons has covered that one, so I won't make you listen to me. I'll skip over to the next page, where on page 50, you'll be reappointing Brian Garrity as the city's representative to the Police and Fire Pension and Relief Fund Board. On page 51, you'll be reappointing members to the Industrial Development Authority Board. On page 52, you'll be reappointing Councilmember Howard to the Planning and Zoning Commission. On page 53, you'll be appointing members to the Tuscaloosa Public Library Board. And finally, on page 54, you'll be authorizing amendments number 13 to fiscal year 2025 general fund budget. It was covered in finance on June 10th. Are there any questions for me on?
Yeah, Mr. Holmes, go back to page 38 just a
Yes.
second. And Ms. Standridge, this may be more of your question. I may be lost in the accounting. It was $1,080,000 that we approved last 2 weeks ago, right, for this program?
Yes.
So the revised budget, 1,458,000, that is,
There's gonna be,
That's-
there's leftover.
that's the $1,080,000 we approved plus what was already in there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Scott. All right, we have projects 230, finance at 3, public safety has been canceled. So this is even greater now that we don't meet at 6, because we just have to wait around until 5 o'clock. Friday, July 4th, City Hall will be closed in observance of the Independence Day holiday. And Mayor, will you tell us about the concert and at the AMP for the 4th?
Celebration on the River begins at 6 o'clock with kids' activities. I believe the music, I don't have the itinerary in front of me, I believe the music starts around 7:30 with the Tuscaloosa Symphony Orchestra, and then the fireworks begin. I have some brief remarks at 8:57, and Kay has told me to make sure they're really brief, because the fireworks go off at 9 o'clock. And as y'all know, every year at the amphitheater, it starts out about 7:30, about halfway full, and by the time you get to fireworks, there's not a seat left in the house. So it should be a great show, and the symphony does, for those that haven't heard, they do a great job.
Absolutely.
Great
Now, it would be fun to watch from the top of the Savings Center.
It will be, and in 2 years, we will probably be able to, or maybe we can sneak up there, even though we may not have a CO, Mr. Bell. I'll pardon us, since it'll
I'll
only
be
be
with
misdemeanor.
There you go.
We'll be okay.
Yeah, we got Ringo Starr tonight. Yeah, Chris, what was, this week is environmental services, Chris
Last
Mays?
week was, you got guys coming on your show tomorrow.
I do, I want to tell y'all, if you have a chance, I've got 8. I was telling the mayor this last night, I'm really excited about it, because I haven't done this in a couple of years, but we got 8 of our environmental service workers. We're gonna do the whole hour with them. 2, garbage, trash, and recycling, and they were picked, and it's just really a fun show with these guys, because they don't ever get recognized and get to actually speak in this way. And if there's ever employees that really make a difference, is these guys in 100-degree weather or below freezing. They're out there doing great work.
And it was pretty hot out there today.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So, Chris, I'm glad you worked out a schedule so they could be there.
You got some good ones coming. It should be interesting.
It's going to be. Listen, I know some of the names. It's going to be more than interesting. It's going to be pretty entertaining. So I'm looking forward to it. Okay. Any other comments? Anyone? Is there a motion to go into executive session?
So moved. Second.
Have a motion and second. Mr. Holmes.
Yes, sir. As your city attorney and attorney licensed to practice law in the state of Alabama, I can certify that this executive session is discussed with their attorney the legal ramifications of and legal options for pending litigation, controversies not yet being litigated but imminently likely to be litigated or imminently likely to be litigated if the governmental body pursues a proposed course of action, as well as to discuss security plans, procedures, assessments, measures, or systems, or the security or safety of persons, structures, facilities, or other infrastructure, including, without limitation, information concerning critical infrastructure, the public disclosure of which could be reasonably expected to be detrimental to the public safety or welfare.
Okay. And got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All right. If you're not a part of this